Happy Monday. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Monday. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys have not seen the news, first off, our position on MSTZ is doing pretty well. I just reduced or trimmed part of my position. I just announced it to my LPP team. Again, for those that do not know, I trade live every single morning. Again, it's not once a week, it's not once a month, it's every single day right at market open. Today, the main focus that we had was paying attention to the price action of Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin, I don't trade crypto, but as NASDAQ began to sell off, Bitcoin began to fall. There was a huge sell-off during the, not overnight hours, but it was right around, if I'm not mistaken, what was it, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, that led to Bitcoin really begin to retrace. NASDAQ market was also in the red during the overnight and extended hours. And then right when the market opened, it originally tried to pump, hit a previous resistance range, which was the same resistance range that we pretty much had on Friday, and then we began to sell off. As the market sold off, I played it super simple. When Bitcoin drops and MSTR continues to drop, MSTZ goes up. We're up over $7,000 on the day. I've trimmed a majority of my profit, and I'm sitting pretty. I'm very grateful, very happy for how today played out. And again, NASDAQ market is testing a major support range at 600. I do want to remind you, markets are more bullish than they are bearish. They always try to find a reason on why to recover, but there has been a lot of uncertainty that the market is currently experiencing. Let me explain. Again, happy Monday. For those that did not see, the Dow Jones as well, industrial falls 600 points in 30 minutes as U.S. equities markets react to new tariffs threats from President Trump. For those that did not see, a statement from Trump himself. Any country that wants to play games with the ridiculous Supreme Court decision, especially those that have ripped off the USA for years and even decades, will be met with a much higher tariff and worse than that which they recently agreed to. Buyers, be aware. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. Now again, it's not about agreeing to these tariffs or not agreeing. First off, why are we talking about this? Why are we getting political? It's not that we're getting political, it's that this form of politics does influence the market. I want to remind you that on Friday, markets rallied because the Supreme Court decided that Trump's tariffs were illegal. That's what they agreed upon. And markets rallied based on the idea that, hey, no more tariffs. They don't like uncertainty. Tariffs brought uncertainty. So they rallied. Now, this is why we laughed when markets tried to rally at market open. I'm like, did we not see what happened on Friday shortly after the Supreme Court decision? Trump started to announce new tariffs from 10%, then on Saturday, 15%, and now he's threatening even more countries, right? Stating that if you try to play games with us, we're going to slap you with more tariffs. I don't agree with this by any means. I think it's irrational. I think it's emotional. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter what I personally think. The part that I really wanted to focus on was he's announcing more tariffs. Markets don't like tariffs. It's uncertain. So when markets were trying to pump, I laughed because, and again, go watch today's live trading session. If you're not part of my LPP team, it's the second link in the description down below. We laughed at the idea of like, markets want to try to pump in an irrational way to retest previous highs for what? They rallied on Friday because there were no more tariffs. Now more tariffs are getting announced. Again, it's not rocket science. It's just understanding the way that the market should be moving, right? It's understanding the sentiment. There could be an overreaction or an irrational reaction, but nonetheless, this is not good news. Look into the VIX index, the volatility index or the fear index. And that is something that, again, you need to pay attention to anytime that there's more fear being injected into the market. So once we saw that to begin to rise, and then we saw markets begin to retrace, we began to short a little bit more consistently. And again, very happy with how it played out. $7,000 on the day. Not just that, but now the NASDAQ market is testing a major support range, 600. Is it super safe to short here? No. Can the markets go lower? Yes. If you're a beginner, should you take the risk? No. Shorting comes at a greater form of risk. Markets are more bullish than bearish. I'm not going to be here to pretend to be like all the people on X and all these Reddit traders that don't know what they're doing, that just because they're choosing to take a risky trade, they're going to encourage you to do the same. No. When things come at a greater form of risk, you need to acknowledge and understand it. And beginners normally don't. So it's better to be safe than to be sorry. It would make more sense to stay cash, allow markets to drop, and then buy good quality companies at a good price as markets tend to recover. That's what I believe would make most sense for beginners. If you're an active trader and you have experience and you know how to manage and mitigate risk, then again, this is the exciting part of when volatility begins to present itself. On top of that, again, anytime markets fall, not Bitcoin, digital gold, right? Bitcoin likes to call itself digital gold, but it sells off even before markets sell off. No, real gold, right, is cyclical. It goes up when markets drop. And right now there's a lot of tension between the US and Iran. It's escalating. If there is an attack, more uncertainty, more fear. What do you think is going to happen? Markets will drop further and gold will rise higher. It's cyclical. It goes up when markets drop. Not digital gold, that's made up. It's fake. No one actually wants it, right? The only person that's willing to pay for it is the next person that's trying to trade it. It's a speculative asset. Gold, not saying that it's a good investment long-term at $5,200 per ounce, just saying that it tends to go up anytime uncertainty begins to present itself. That is normally how it tends to move. So please understand that. So when asking the question, okay, well, what if things do get worse? Either stay cash or know what goes up as markets drop, right? There's SQQQs, which is not an investment vehicle, but it goes up when markets drop. SPXS goes up when markets or S&P 500 goes down. There's gold-based ETFs that you can also choose to trade to try to hedge those positions that might be selling off a little bit. Or again, you can create a watch list, an oversold watch list, which is what we're doing with our LPP team. And as markets drop, we're building a watch list for oversold companies that are decent deals that we'd like to pick up when market volatility and market uncertainty kind of begins to cool off, markets find a support, and once they begin to recover, we have 3 to 5 stocks we've been watching that we can choose to invest in or swing trade as markets begin to recover. But as of right now, yes, there is fear, there is uncertainty, tariffs and Iran. That is the current uncertainty that's presenting itself. I also do want to remind you that HIMS is expected to report earnings today after the markets close, so please make sure that you are aware of that. And then on Wednesday, NVIDIA is set to report earnings after the markets close. And again, NVIDIA is the most valuable company that's publicly traded and normally does an amazing job reporting earnings and also great guidance. But you let me know down in the comment section what you think. Will it exceed Wall Street's expectation and cause the markets to recover, or will it report good earnings but still not good enough and cause markets to drop even further? So again, very excited to follow up. I also do want to let you guys know, Open Door set up the most beautiful bull trap for all the bag holders. It pumped up 6 or 7% in 2 to 3 minutes, got a bunch of people excited for no reason, and then hit highs of $5.39 just to give it all back, and now it's down 4 to 5%. Again, this is a BS company that's down over 50% in the past 5 months. You let me know down in the comment section if you can find a stock that is more worse performing than Open, because I'm struggling to find anything. And guess what? The cheap can always get cheaper. I think that Open will eventually end up dropping below $1 per share simply because it's a glorified house flipper that calls itself Open Door 2.0 or uses AI, but all it does is it's a glorified house flipper valued at a tech company, as a tech company. So very excited to follow up with how things continue to develop to see if their new management actually begin to turn this failing business into a profitable one, or if it was all smoke and mirrors. Very excited to follow up. Again, I trade live every single morning, and whenever you're ready. Like you can see, I'm very blunt, I'm very straight up. I don't believe any of the hype, and if I see any form of BS or red flags, I call it out. My main focus is always to look out for beginners, to manage and mitigate risk, and not follow the hype. So yes, we do tend to be more conservative. We're not super risk adverse in that sense, but I feel like that is a better way to get started. And then once you understand, you can choose to be more risk adverse with higher risk tolerance once you understand what you're getting yourself into. That has always been our focus, and that always will be. You can see most likely that people are going to get offended based off of our tone on how we talk about specific companies because we believe they're overvalued and they're bag holding it and they're down 30 or 50%. Remember, their mistakes are not our fault. We're not here to save them, and it can and will get worse for them. So again, let's learn from their mistakes and their losses, and let's make sure that we do our part in not repeating them by staying away from those bullshit overvalued companies that never belong to be trading at those valuations in the first place. Again, I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. And if you want to join, I trade live every morning right at market open, and it's the second link in the description down below. We have a little discount link there for you. So whenever you're ready, feel free to join. If not, I upload a bunch of free videos here on YouTube. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.